Welcome again to the Old Principal. I am the Old Principal, and we study a story every time, learn a little bit of English. I get a little practice saying some Chinese, although I don't speak much Chinese. And it's a great opportunity to help your listening ability. Well, this will be lesson number 268. 268, the big split. Okay, so you see this young man there, and he looks a little bit pensive. He doesn't know how to respond to it. It looks like it may be bad news. So, with that, let's listen to the story, and then we will come back and talk about the big split.
Story 268, The Big Split. By the end of the summer of 1963, I could look back with pride over my accomplishments. I had not experienced notable success selling books, but even my father commented that the experience had been very good for me. I also felt good that when the pressure was on, my father needed my help in his business. I became his truck driver. In mid-September, just before we started our junior year in college, my girlfriend Connie and I went out for a date. It was Saturday afternoon, and we drove up to the top of Mary's Peak, the highest point in the low-lying coastal range. The fall weather was just perfect, with the coastal winds tempering the sun's warmth. We parked the car and began walking over the grassy mountainside. It was a beautiful place for two lovers to walk hand in hand. We ended up at the wood stage used occasionally by large picnic groups. The rough, unfinished wood surfaces gave evidence of the harsh mountaintop weather. We sat there and dangled our feet over the edge. My girlfriend began like this. "How do I know that you are the right man for me? Surely there are other fish in the pond?" Eventually, she suggested that when we returned to college the following week, we should plan not to see each other. We should date around, and maybe someday we would get back together. I was shocked. What could I say? I had no other choice but to agree. The following week we returned to college. I had no girlfriend, and Connie had no boyfriend. The next couple of weeks I dated several different girls. Unbeknown to me, while I was dating up a storm, Connie was waiting in her dormitory room for someone to ask her out. Nobody asked her out. After 2 weeks of no social life, somebody delivered a little note to me that read, "Dear John, I've changed my mind. Let's get back together."
Welcome back. Well, here we go. By the end of the summer of 1963, I could look back with pride over my accomplishments. Of course, accomplishments is 我的成就. Okay, this is the end of 1963, and I already had some 成就. I was still a student, but there was some accomplishments. Look back with pride. 自豪或骄傲, but at least it made me feel good. Sometimes pride is not as bad as we usually think of it. It's kind of like I feel good about my accomplishments going on. I had not experienced notable success, 很著名的这个成功 selling books. Remember, we've told some stories about me selling books. I was a door-to-door salesman, and it was, yeah, I wasn't very good at it, but it was a good experience because even my father commented, 他自己也说了，亲自跟我说了 that the experience had been very good for me. 我的经历对我来说是很有益处的，很有好处的。So he could see the difference. Although I can't say that I felt too much difference, but I'm sure if he could say it, then yeah, it's probably true. Going on. I also felt good that when the pressure was on, my father needed my help in the business. He, when the pressure was on, 他有压力的时候，他就想到我. So that makes you feel good because then you know that your father depends upon him. I became his truck driver. 我是为他开大卡车. Okay, I was still young, but it was good to know that my father depended upon me. And so that gives you a sense of accomplishment. You feel good. Going on, in mid-September, just before we started our junior year, okay, this would be 大三年级的时候, just before the junior year, my girlfriend and I went out for a date. Now remember, we have been boyfriend and girlfriend. Maybe you don't remember, but if you followed some of the other stories, we started dating. 我们两个人约会是 from the middle of our sophomore year, so at Christmas time. So now we have been dating 8 months. Okay, 8 months, 8个月，已经算是相当好的朋友。So we started our junior year in college just before we went back to school. My girlfriend and I went out on a date. Her name is Connie. Her Chinese name, I mean, some people call her Connie. She's just like me. She grew up in America. And if you remember in the earlier programs, even you saw her read the stories, her hair is white now. Okay? Okay? Now, it was Saturday afternoon, and we drove up to the top of Mary's Peak. Mary's Peak is 马里峰啊. It's a mountain, of course, 马里峰. But it's not all that high. It's not a very high peak. Eh? But it is the highest point in the low-lying coastal range. Now, here are some good words for you to understand. Low-lying meaning it's not a high coastal range. 沿海, 山脉. 沿海, 山脉. Many places in the world have coastal ranges. That means mountains right along the coast. And American West Coast, 美国西部, also has this coastal range. Now, it was not a high coastal range. I mean, the mountains were not really too high. That's the reason I said low-lying, because it's kind of low. Okay, but Mary's Peak was the highest point in the coastal range, the coast range. And the 马里峰, it's a mountain, right? Okay, going on. The fall weather was just perfect. Okay, this is 秋天, It's not quite 秋天, but it's getting close to 秋天. It's the late summer with the coastal winds. Okay, the coastal winds 从海边海岸的这个风吹过来的风Okay, the coastal winds were tempering the summer warmth. Tempering, okay, 消除or 消低那个夏天的热度. So tempering means to lower the temperature down a little bit, okay? Tempering, making it, in fact, sometimes we even give the idea of making it milder. Making it milder. The fall weather was just perfect with the coastal winds tempering the sun's warmth going on. We parked the car and began walking over the grassy mountainside. Mountainside is 山坡 and 有草地的山坡. This area was a lot of grass. You know, in the high mountains, when you get high enough, then there's not so many trees, right? This area, for whatever reason, did not have very many trees, and it was very grassy, very pretty and green. So we parked the car and began walking over the grassy mountainside. It was a beautiful place. Yes, I can still remember it was a very beautiful place for two lovers, 两位恋人 to walk hand in hand, 手拉着手 两位恋人走在这个地方. It was a perfect situation. Then we ended up, that means that we walked to some place. It says a wood stage used occasionally by large picnic groups. Okay. A large picnic group is this a group that go out to eat out in the mountain area there. And there was a stage. What is a stage? A stage is 一个台. And they usually they do things on that like 表演在这个台上. But this was out, there's no buildings there, right? 没有任何一个建筑物. So this is out in the weather. And so now I describe what it was like. This tai, actually, it says it was rough, unfinished wood. 这个木头是 unfinished. 不是平平的，是有一点粗粗的. Okay, rough, unfinished. It's not sanded, it's not smooth. Wood surfaces. By the way, it had been out there so long in the rain and the snow and the weather that it had changed colors, and now it was gray color. It was a gray color. 已经褪色，原来的颜色已经褪掉, and it was now gray, a dark gray. Okay, it gave evidence. That means 显出来什么东西啊? Of harsh mountaintop weather. 严厉山上的气候. This is a rough, unfinished wood stage, okay? But two lovers walking hand in hand, they really don't care about things like this. This is not so important because they are in love. We sat there and dangled our feet over the edge. Dangled our feet over the edge. 在这个边边，把我们的脚就放在松松的，就放过去。And we're just sitting on the edge, 在边边坐。It was a perfect situation. Great situation, in fact, because we were in love and everything is beautiful. Going on. My girlfriend began like this. Okay, so this is Connie, my girlfriend. She's now my wife, but in this time she was just my girlfriend. We had been boyfriend and girlfriend for how long? 8 months. We'd been a boyfriend and girlfriend. And so here we are on the perfect date, 最理想的约会. And this is the way she began. How do I know that you are the right man for me? 我怎么能够知道你是最合适的男人？对我来说，最合适的男人。Whoa, like boom! I thought, oh man, I thought maybe we had solved that problem, but we hadn't. And then she said, I mean, surely there are other fish in the pond. Now, this is a way we say in English, there are other fish in the pond. So look at this. Surely the pond, 这个池塘有一些其他的鱼。Whoa. So if you were to look at that, how do I know that you are the right man for me? I mean, surely there are other fish in the pond. And you say, okay. Going on. Eventually, of course, I was trying to convince her,要说服她, convince her, yes, I am, you are I love you, and all. Yeah, you know how it is, and you say all of these things. But 最后, eventually, she suggested that when we returned to college, that what we would do, we would not plan on seeing each other. Okay, we should plan not to see each other. In other words, when the summer's over and she goes back to college, 我也回到大学去, we went to the same college, that we would not see each other. 我们不见, 互相见. We would not, to see each other in this case is not 看得见, but we would not spend time together. Okay? So we would not plan on to see each other, meaning we would not spend time together. Going on? We should date around and maybe someday we would get back together. I was shocked. 很吃惊啊. Whoa! What could I say? Okay. 他说, maybe someday if everything goes right, well, maybe we could get back together. It was like a knife stabbing in me. I said, like, oh, ow. What could I say? I was shocked. 我很吃惊啊。What could I say? 我能够说什么？I'd run out of words. There's no more way I could convince her. So, what happened next? I had no other choice. I had no other choice but to agree. 我没有什么其他的选择，我一定要同意他所说的话。Even though I didn't agree, I had to agree because she was basically insisting. 她是坚持她这个看法。So I said, oh, well, whatever. Okay, going on. The following week, we returned to college. I had no girlfriend, and Connie had no boyfriend. That's the way we planned. I mean, that's the way she wanted it. So when we got back to college, she had no boyfriend, and I had no girlfriend. In other words, she wasn't my girlfriend, and I wasn't her boyfriend. And that's the way we went back to college. I felt strange. I mean, we had dated already for 8 months. But anyway, that's the way it was. The next couple weeks, I dated several different girls. Okay? So that's what she wanted. I said, okay. Yeah, okay. So actually, dating her was kind of like breaking the ice. 有一点是破冰. That's to break the ice, meaning I had got a good start. So the next few weeks, I dated several different girls. 我跟几位不同的这个女士，这个女学生啊，这个约会。That's what I did. I did my part. Going on. Unbeknown to me, 我也不知道. Okay, unbeknown. And this is kind of like old English, but unbeknown to me, I didn't know this, but she, while I was dating up a storm, when I said I'm doing something up a storm, I'm dating up a storm, that means that I am going out on a lot of dates, 常常约会. To date up a storm 是一种英语的说法 meaning to do a lot of something. I was dating up a storm. Dating, of course, is 约会. And up a storm, of course, storm is 暴风雨, but in this case, it has nothing to do with a storm. It just means that I was doing a lot of dating. But while I was dating up a storm, Connie was waiting in her dormitory room. What? For someone to ask her out. 她在宿舍里面等待着人请她。But nothing happened. I didn't know that. I absolutely did not know what was going on. Of course, I must say that I was 心疼啊, because we had already dated 8 months, but she wanted this. So I said, okay, that's the way it is. So unbeknown to me, while I was dating up a storm, she was in the dormitory room for someone to ask her out. Going on? Okay. Nobody asked her out. To ask out means to go on a date, 约会. After 2 weeks, 过了2个星期, it might have been 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, but of no social life, 没有任何一个社交的活动。Social life, in this case, sometimes social life is used to mean there are no dates, no dating, no boyfriends, no girlfriends, no special friends, no social life. This is what it means here. So after 2 weeks of no social life, somebody delivered a note to me that read, okay, so they delivered by 一个条子. Okay, when I say a note 是一个条子, it was folded 折起来紧紧的, so it takes a while to open it up and open it up, okay? Okay, a little note, and this is what the note read. 它是这样写. Dear John, 哎呀，很可怕. Dear John, we have a saying, Dear John letter. Usually a Dear John letter is a sad letter. Dear John, I don't love you anymore. Da 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 da. But this was a happy Dear John letter. It says, I've changed my mind. Let's get back together. 我改变主意. Let's get back together. 让我们两位重新在一起. A good Dear John letter. I didn't know that there were good ones, but this was a good one. Dear John, I have changed my mind. Let's get back together. So with that, we have run out of time, but there are more stories to come. For now, let me tell you that we do have an email address, theoldprinciple@gmail.com. And we have a website. 我们的网站是 www.theoldprinciple.org. Hey, it's been fun to spend this time reminiscing about a story from my life. I hope that you will join us again for another story. Until then, bye-bye.